Welcome viewers. Let us start a topic of immunology, that is complements and complementation. It is a very important item for the students at undergraduate and postgraduate levels. So firstly we have to know that what are complements. Complements are the group of interdependent serum proteins. That is, they are present in serum, they are present in blood and other body fluids. They are present in weight, 5% of the fraction of serum globulin. Why they are called complements? Suppose this is my one palm of hand and this is my another palm of hand, and if these two palms comes together and collides on each other, until that no clapping sound would be produced. So two palms are required to make a clap. So these two palms are complementary to each other for the production of a clapping sound. So these two palms may be called as complements to each other. Like that, these serum proteins are complement to each other. They are independent. They cannot act individually. They can act unitedly. So they are called complements. These serum proteins, definitely they are protein in nature, and also they are glycoprotein in nature. These serum protein complement molecules may be of different types. The complement molecules, we take the letter, that is capital C. So these complement molecules can be symbolized by C. So they may be of different types. As for example, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8 and C9. In addition to these, two factors are there, that is factor B and factor D. They are also included under this complement molecules. Out of these many complement molecules, some are very important. That is, C1 is very important, C3 is very important, C5 is very important. They are not the immunoglobulin molecules. Mind that, they are not the immunoglobulin molecules. They are the serum proteins. They may be produced from hepatocytes. Hepatocytes may be produced from, mainly they are produced from hepatocytes. They also may be produced from blood monocytes, from tissue macrophage, and also produced from tissue of epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue of gastrointestinal tract. This complementation system or complements are typically associated with vertebrates. These complement molecules circulating in the blood always in inactive form. When they come in action, they becomes activated. All complement molecules, let us consider C3. Let us consider C3. All complement molecules, when becomes active, then they cleaved or splitted into two fragments. Since they are protein, they are made up of polypeptides. So when they come in action, they become splitted into two polypeptide fragments. One is, in the case of C3, one is C3b, another one is C3a. The bigger fragment, this is B. The B, you can mind it as being its bigger form. This is bigger and this is smaller. This bigger form, that is B form, binds to the activation site. But this A form, smaller form, diffuses away and initiates localized inflammation. So this B form, it may be C3b. In case of C4, it would be C4b. In case of C5, it would be C5b. All these forms are active forms. Now I draw a figure by which you can understand how they look. Let us consider a molecule, that is complement molecule, that is C1. The C1 complement molecule looks like this. I am drawing C1 complement molecule. This C1, it is a macromolecular complex. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 arms. Each arm is made up of 3 polypeptides in triple helical form, in triple helix form. 3 polypeptides. So how many polypeptide chains are present in this macromolecule? 6 into 3, that is 18 polypeptide chains are present in this C1 complement molecule. And these are their head. By this head, they can bind to the antibody. This C1 complement molecule has 3 components. One is C1q, then C1r, then C1s. C1q, C1r and C1s. All these arms constitute C1q component of this C1 molecule. Now, another 2 molecules are present in a circumring form at their neck region, like this. This green color are R molecules, and S red color denotes S molecules. So 2S molecules and 2 number of R molecules. So the C1 macromolecular complex can be written as C1Q, this 2R, C1Q R2 S2. This C1Q R2 S2. This is the macromolecular symbolization of C1 complement. Now, this C1 complement can bind immunoglobulin molecule. This is the immunoglobulin molecule. This can bind to the antibody, that is immunoglobulin molecule. And this immunoglobulin molecule is again binds to the pathogen. This is pathogen. This is the membrane of pathogen. Antibody or immunoglobulin firstly binds to the membrane of this pathogen by their binding site, and with this antibody again this complement molecules again bind by their heads, and these are the binding site of the head of complement molecule. And this antibody binds with the pathogenic membrane, particularly to the CH2 domain, to the CH2 domain of this pathogenic membrane. Now, I come to, so this is all about the complement molecules. I again reminding you that complement molecules are not immunoglobulin molecules. They sometimes act with the antibodies or immunoglobulin molecules, mainly immunoglobulin M, IgM, or immunoglobulin G, that is IgG. Now I come to how they function by the process of complementation. This complementation process occurs through different pathways. One is classical pathway. That is through antibody mediated. Next one is alternative pathway. Alternative pathway. Here no antibody involved. Antibody will not be involved here. Only microbes or pathogens are involved there. So alternative pathway occurs through microbe alone. Next, mind that no antibody. There is no question about antibody. Next, last one is lectin pathway. This pathway is homologous to the classical pathway or antibody mediated pathway. That is, antibody is involved here. But in addition to this antibody, lectin protein molecule lectin protein molecule plus other some molecules are involved here, that is opsonine, phycolin, etc. So firstly I will go through the classical pathway of complementation system. Classical pathway of complementation system. Classical pathway of complementation system. This is a target cell. To this target cell binds antibody which forms target antibody complex. Then this target antibody complex binds with C1 to which component? C1q to form target antibody C1. This is the activation complex. This complex starts activation. Activation for the further procedures. This target antibody C1 acts upon C4 complement, and this C4 now becomes breakdown to or fragmented to C4b plus C4a, and then this target antibody complex along with C1, this total complex will bind to this fragment C4b to form target antibody C1 C4b complex. This complex again will act upon C2, and this C2 again fragments or splits into two fragments, C2a and C2b. Now this complex bind to this one to form target antibody C1 C4b C2a. Only a fragment of C2 takes part in the complementation process. This will act again upon C5. One thing you should remember that here this will act on C3. One thing you should remember here that this C1, C4b and C2a, this complex C1, C4b, C2a, this complex now will act as an enzyme which is called C3 convertase enzyme. This complement molecules has an enzymatic property. So these complement fragments together constitute a molecule having the enzymatic property, and that enzyme is called convertase. This will act on C3. So this is called C3 convertase. This C3 now becomes splitted into C3b and C3a. Now this complex will bind to this C3b to form target antibody C1, C4b, C2a, C3b. This complex again will act upon the complement molecule, that is C5. And now this complex C1, C4b, C2a, C3b, these all together constitute a complex having the enzymatic property, and that enzyme will function on C5 to convert it to C5b and C5a. So since this complex having the enzymatic activity will act on C5, so this is called C5 convertase enzymatic activity of this complex. This enzymatic activity converts or splits C5 into C5b plus C5a to form this complex will bind to C5b, that is ultimately target antibody C1, C4b, C2a, C3b, then C5b. Now you see that the important complement molecules having the pivotal role are C1, C3, C5. After the formation of this complex, gradually other complement molecules becomes attached sequentially to this complex to form ultimately a complicated complex, that is C1, C4b, C2a, C3b, C5b, then C6, C7, C8, C9. Mind that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, all these complement molecules are macromolecules, but C6, C7, C8, C9, they are the micromolecules, so they are not undergo any splitting or cleavage. So ultimately the complex we can get, that is C1, C4b, C2a, C3b, C5b, C6, C7, C8, C9. Out of this complex, this orientation, that is C5b, C6, C7, C8, C9, this is called MAC, that is membrane attack complex. This MAC, membrane attack complex, now attacks this target cell, and you know that this target cell equal to microbes or any pathogen. So this membrane attack complex attacks the membrane of the target cell, the membrane of the microbes or pathogen, and lyses, ruptures, destroys the membrane of this pathogen. So you are seeing that this process is done by a group of molecules, not by a single or individual molecule, a group of molecules. Each molecules are interdependent on each other. So this is a complementation process. Each molecules are complementary to each other. So this is a complementation process. And this complementation process occurs, or this process is mediated by this antibody. So this process is called the antibody mediated process, and it is called the classical pathway of complementation. The another pathway is alternative pathway. In alternative pathway, no antibody is involved. No antibody is involved. And this target cell, now you can symbolize it as M. So here the microbe or pathogen is present here alone. And here at first the C3 complement molecules come in action. This C3 first hydrolyzes to be splitted to C3b bigger fragment and C3a smaller fragment. Another factor, that is B, it also splits to bigger BB and smaller BA fragments. Now this C3b and BB comes together to form C3b BB. That is, we can represent this complex by drawing a bar over 3B and BB complex. And when I giving this bar, it shows it has an enzymatic, that is convertase activity. So now C3b BB having the convertase activity, and when this convertase activity starts, then properdin molecule stabilizes this complex so that it can perform this convertase activity. So now we can write that microbe plus C3b BB. That is the C3 convertase activity. This microbe along with C3b BB to this complex attaches C3b to form microbe C3b BB C3b. After that, C5 will come here. C5 will come here and ultimately forms MC3b C3b C5b. Then C6, C7, C8, C9 to form ultimately a complex, that is microbe C3BBB, C3B, C5B, C6, C7, C8, C9, and out of this complex, this C5B, C6, C7, C8, C9, that is C5B, C6, C7, C8, C9. This is also called membrane attack complex. This membrane attack complex again destroys the membrane of microbes or pathogen. What is the difference between this and this process? Here is no C1 molecule. No C1 molecule is involved here. No C4, no C2 molecules are involved here. And no antibody. No antibody. Here the antibody is involved, classical pathway. But in alternative pathway, no antibody is involved. Now, the last pathway is the lectin pathway. The lectin pathway. Lectin pathway. In this case, this pathway is homologous to this. Is homologous to this. That is here the antibody is involved. So target antibody. So target antibody. Now the lectin molecule. Lectin molecule. Actually, this lectin molecules is bound with mannose. D-mannose, that is, it is a sugar. So, mannose binding lectin. This lectin is called mannose binding lectin. So, this mannose binding lectin is involved in this lectin pathway. This mannose binding lectin along with other two molecules, that is opsonine. You know what is opsonine? Opsonine is a protein molecule. It forms a protein coat over the pathogen so that the opsonized pathogen becomes easily engulfed or phagocytosed by any phagocytic cell or macrophage. Anyway, this opsonine plus phycolin, all these molecules activate an activity that is called mannose binding lectin associated serine protease activity.